You see us up here looking tan? Feel free to compliment us after.
You look so tan, Emily.
Glowing. Cool. Well, we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to start the meeting just by having anyone who's new or visiting the team, whether this is your first time at team meeting or you're checking the team out, if you could stand up for me, please. I see a couple of people. I know everyone in the room. Just so you know. Okay, Megan, why don't you go ahead and start. Tell us your name, how long you've been in real estate, and your favorite hobby.
My name is Megan. I live in Roy.
Favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby. Lately it's hiking with my dog. I mean, not so much in the snow, but.
Okay, over here.
Hi, I'm Marissa. I just barely passed my annual get my real estate license, and then favorite hobby is hiking in Bergen City, Utah.
Awesome. Thanks for coming, Marissa. Anybody else here for the first time? I thought so. Okay. Go ahead and introduce yourself, how long you've been in real estate, and your favorite hobby.
Okay, my name is Jesse Hokinson. Been in real estate entrepreneur, so 6 years, and I've been an appraiser for next month 22 years. Favorite hobby, riding car and Smith. Cool.
And pricing homes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's give them a round of applause. Thanks for coming to talk. The next thing I want to just give a little plug to, and maybe Novation can tell us a little bit more about this later on. On Thursday at 11 a.m., what's happening?
The top 50
Training.
Top 50 training. Where can you find more details about that?
Your calendar.
Your calendar.
Could actually accept.
Any calendar or your Google Calendar?
Your Google Calendar.
Google Calendar.
Through your team account.
Yes, Google
Not your
Calendar
personal.
for the details. Here in person at 11 a.m. we'll be doing a top 50 training strategy class with Novation Title. Super excited. We've gotten some really good feedback about people who have attended in the past, so we're really excited to be hosting it here in our home office. RSVP yes, or just show up, whichever you prefer. Hopefully you RSVP yes, but you're welcome to come if you don't.
I've been asked by agents, is that going to be recorded or is it going to be a live class only?
In person first. Show up and find out, yes. So I will say we are trying to live stream stuff more often, but if you were with us last Thursday, there were some content shared in person that didn't get live streamed, so always come in person if you can. If you can't make it, we will try to live stream it for you, but that's definitely a secondary, if available, option. Any other questions? No? All right, Jack Duckert, will you stand up for me, please?
Hey.
So as you guys know, Jack's been in marketing with us for about 2 months now. If you have questions about any marketing materials, you need help with anything marketing related, who do you talk to? Jack. Tell your friends. Okay? Thank you so much, Jack. He's been doing an awesome job. Okay, one last housekeeping item. I have a new number.
What? Is it 801?
It's a 385. I'm a 385 girly now. So if you guys will take out your phone for me, please, I'm going to give you my new contact info. All right, save this number. Text me your name. It's 385.
Say it again.
385.
Just Emily.
418. Go to the new number.
Just Emily.
418. Go to the new number. All right, Adam with iBEX, you're up next. All right, Adam with iBEX, you're up next.
Thank you. Making him walk. Get him a chair and wheel him up.
This is a bar fight. And say this, and I really mean this, you guys. I want to be the best home warranty company. I mean, I want to be the car dealership, I want to be the tire store, I want to be the coffee shop, I want to be Chick-fil-A. I mean, I want this to be the best experience you ever have when you use a company. I mean, that's how focused and driven we are on this. And I would say, I mean, my best sales pitch that I tell people is go find somebody that has used iBEX and ask them what their experience was like. somebody that has used IBEX and ask them what their experience was like. I mean, I would say 98% of the time we hit out of the park. We fell about 2%, but I promise you when I do, I'll move heaven and earth to make it right. I mean, we try our very, very best. But weekly we meet, we say, how can we be faster? How can we be better? How can we be more responsive? And how can we do a better job for you? And so, just please, if you haven't used this, we're really trying to get the word out. I mean, have people buy into the IBEX culture, and just, we love you. I just poured my heart and soul into this company, and so has Chad and my brother and Kaya. And you guys have been so nice. By the way, it's so nice to Kaya. Every time she's been here, she comes back and says the Perry group was so nice to her. And so I really appreciate you being nice to her. She's my daughter, and obviously I would get really mad if somebody was mean to her. Yeah, someone said something bad about Kaya. This is what happened. But anyway, that's it. And just one plan, remember, in our brochure, everything in yellow on that page. Right here, you just have to show your client this page. If it's in yellow, there's not a piece, part, component, screw, lights on fire, squirts out water, bounces up and down, that's not covered. Okay, it's just everything is covered in yellow, so you'll never get told no on that. It's so simple, 6 things: plumbing, electrical, garage door, furnace, AC, appliances, and that's washer and dryer and refrigerator too. So that's all I have. Really, thank you guys. This is a big deal for us, and we're owner-operated.
What a real estate agent.
Company, so every deal you give us, I take it personal, and I'm just super grateful for it. So that's all I have. But thank you.
This is funny. I feel bad that she just have to like hobble you. You probably had to park like a mile away too, because someone parked in the handicap spot. Wasn't me. All right, hey, I've got a couple of reminders for you because I know we've talked about some of this, but I also know if we don't keep reminding y'all of some of the basic principles, we get forgetful and we forget. So a couple things. Some of you aren't doing this correctly. If you're on Zillow, are you allowed to ask to be paused on Zillow? Yeah. If you're sick, should you be taking calls? No. Because as much as they might like you as a person, if you get their children sick with the flu, they might punch you. So if you're sick, just pause. If you're on vacation, can you pause yourself? Yes. Wi-Fi works in Mexico, but should you take a call in Mexico? No. If you are overloaded and you have a lot on your plate right now with your current clients, can you pause?
Yep.
Y'all didn't seem to know that. Can you pause? Yes. One more time. Can you pause if you need a break or you need to focus on some other stuff in real estate?
Yes.
Yes. Can you pause and unpause the same day? No. This mic seems not great. It's got a weird sound. It's like a tin can today. Can you pause and unpause on the same day? No. So the only requirements are when you want to pause. If you want to do it the official route, go through TPG stats. You can put a pause request in. It just can't be on the day we're already in. So like today, if you're like, I would really want to pause today, it's not going to let you do that. Now, if you're like, hey, I just suddenly got really, really sick, just text me, and as soon as I can get to my computer or step out, I will try my best to pause you. That's totally fine. Where I think a lot of you are going wrong, and this is just my reminder, the day you want to be paused, the day you want to start being paused, like if you're going on a trip, so let's say Wednesday, you put what day do you want to be paused on?
Tuesday.
No.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, you just need to submit that request before said Wednesday. Cool? But what if you only want it to be paused for just that Wednesday? Hey, I'm going to be running nonstop. I've got 14 open houses. I've got to set out 843 open house signs. I just don't have time to take a call today, so I want to be paused just on Wednesday. When do you put that you want to be unpaused? Thursday. Raise your hand if you've been putting you want to be paused on Wednesday and unpaused on Wednesday. Some of you, I'm not going to single any of you out. It happens a lot, like several times a week. Here's the problem. I'll use Greg as an example because I just see Greg and it wasn't him. If Greg says, every morning I get an email, well, in the middle of the night I get an email, so the first thing before calls go active, I can pull up and say, okay, Kenny and Amar want to be paused today, Carson and Nick want to be unpaused today, and as long as other metrics line up, I can pause or unpause them.
it gets really confusing if Greg says he wants to be paused today and also unpaused today. I can assume what he means, but if I assume incorrectly, we just flooded him with leads he can't hold and take away from the team. So all I need you to do, can everybody nod their head yes? Right now, aggressively, excessively. Just commit. Don't put a pause and unpause on the same day, or I will default to the safe conservative thing, which is pause you, and then you're going to think you put an unpause request in, but it's never going to come through, so I will never get, over the next several days, an unpause request. You'll stay paused until you reach out to me and you're like, hey, am I paused for some reason? And then I have to go look all the way back through and be like, yes, it's because you paused and unpaused on the same day. I didn't know which one you wanted, so I took the safe route so you don't get flooded with calls. Can we all do that? Super simple reminder. Everyone give me a thumbs up. Okay. You can pause for one day. That's totally fine. Just say Wednesday, and the day you unpause is the day you start getting calls again. So that would be... Guys, I'm scared. Do y'all know what falls Wednesday? Thursday, thank you. All right, and then one more reminder. Johnny, can you pull up a screen for me? Sweet. So I'm going to use a personal example of a client I'm working with right now. I got the call in September. If you attended my class last week, we talked about how 50% of your clients should close after the average length of time, which is about 120 days on Zillow right now. I got this call in September. Has that been longer than 120 days?
Yes.
I'm assuming so. Yes, it actually has. Okay, so it's been longer and we're still not under contract, but we are offering today, so fingers crossed. The reason I wanted to bring this up, though, is the easiest way to make sure, even if my relationship with him is great, which it is, he's an out-of-stater. We've met in person several times. I'm his go-to person on all things in Utah. We talk about sports and everything and homes and everything in between. We're friends now. It's a good relationship. What I don't want to happen, though, is how did he connect with me in the first place?
Zillow.
Zillow. So if 5 months go by and he's thinking, oh, I really want to see a home, what's the intuitive way to try to get a hold of me? Zillow. But what happens is if I didn't get what's called a My Agent connection request, he would have put Zillow, he would have got contacted by the Stern team, by someone else. Like, it could have went to anybody else in the entire state in that area, and he would have thought, oh, I was trying to get connected with Chris, but then he's just like, oh, I don't know, maybe that's someone on his team. Yeah, I'm just giving excuses for me not to stay in front and for someone else to step in. And sometimes it might even go to one of y'all, but it wouldn't go to me, not necessarily. The easiest way to combat that is called a My Agent connection request. Can somebody explain to the group for me in just 20 seconds or less what a My Agent request is?
Like a friend request on Facebook.
Can you say it loud and proud for everybody?
Like a friend request on Facebook.
Perfect. That is a very easy way to phrase it to a client. Hey, Zillow wants to think they're like a social media company, like Facebook or Instagram. There's a friend request that allows us to keep in touch or to become friends or send homes back and forth or favorite stuff. That's how you say it. Can you actually explain the benefits of a My Agent connection request to you as an agent?
I can see what they look at, and if they click on requesting any tours, it comes to me before it goes to any other agent.
Yep. So short answer is for 12 months, y'all, 12 months, the only name, face, or person they can see on all of Zillow is your lovely face. All Jake can see is my face. Even if he didn't want to use me, that's fine. He's going to click on home. Guess who's going to get the request? This face. Up until, I want to point out a few things. You can see this, so how do you see if you have one? You go into your Premier Agent on your desktop is an easy way to do it, for the sake of this. You click on your contact, which is Jake Decker. You look at this box on the upper right-hand side. Someone read this phrase to me real quick.
Be confirmed that
Ryan, can you read this real quick?
You'll be Jake's agent on Zillow until 9/16/25.
So because you know it's 12 months, when did I get this? Yeah, pretty much within the first week it came in. So 5 months later, we're still locked in and we've got another, however long that is, left math. 7 months to go. Cool? What the benefits to you are as an agent, it's offense and defense super fast, and I'm going to run through this really quick on why it's so important. One, the defensive side. Even if you forget, you can still see every day, you get a notification in your email that says Zillow buyer activity, And if Jake has looked at anything, I get notified. And if Jake wants to look at something, who gets notified? Me. Not Edry, not someone else on another team. So there's the defensive side, but the offensive side of things and where this gets really powerful, can you scroll to buyer activity tab for me? I'll come over here. Chris is a very loud guy. Wow, thank you. I am very loud. I don't need a mic. I don't even know how you did that. Is that a note? All right, Johnny. Here's what I get to see. I get to see a highlight of Jake's browsing activities. He's looking for roughly 5, based off his search pattern, not what he says, but what he searches. Has anyone ever had a client that says they want a 3.2 around 600,000, and then you catch them looking at a 5.3 for 1.2? Yep. Over and over again. Yeah, and it's not necessarily they're trying to figure out what they want. This shows me, based off of what he's looking, homes in the 700 to million range with these beds and baths. In Canyon Rim Sugar House, somehow Highlands on there. These zip codes, square footage, and home types are good options for him. Scroll down and look at the price. It shows me, based off a certain time frame, what his price points he's been looking at, again, off of his search history, not exactly what he's said. Is that helpful to anyone?
Yes.
Yes. More than that, it shows me his search activity, and you can click where it says week to the right. You can expand that if you want to. You can also, can you go to saved instead of viewed? So saved, if someone saved a home, should I probably connect with them or reach out about that home?
Yes.
If I want to be a super savvy but not so subtle but kind of subtle agent, I could even be like, hey Jake, I just saw 1578 Delaware Lane and it made me think of you, and then I sent it from Utah Real Estate so it makes it look like I wasn't just on Zillow. That's helpful. Do me one more favor. Can you click this next tab that says recommended? This is where I feel like a lot of us forget the importance. Not only does it lock them into you, not only does it help you get to stay in front of them, but also most importantly, it can act as a virtual assistant who's searching on Zillow homes they think based off of their search patterns and locations, it's at least worth you sending them a home. It will recommend for you this one, this one, this one. Would this be helpful for anyone if you're like me and you know your weakness as an agent is trying to remember to look at hot sheets in the MLS every day for all of your clients you're juggling? Especially when you have, where are my ADHD kiddos at? It's hard. All I have to do is, if I get a my agent relationship for a year or however long I'm working with, I can just look at some of these and I can make judgment calls. Should I send him Zarahoma at 6.25? That's probably just because they want to look at it. Does he want to go see that? No, I know him enough. So I shouldn't just blindly send it. But I can click through. Can you click on 2021 East Wilson Ave for me? And this is the last thing I'm doing. I can use my eyeballs and be like, I can already tell he's not going to love this at all. He's not going to love the carport. You know, he ain't going to really love how that whole thing looks. On to the next one. Probably why he didn't say it. Cool? Raise your hand if that is helpful for you. Okay, so do me a favor. All you have to do, there are 2 ways to get a My Agent connection request. You can send it to him via the app, which he already has it, so there's not a button on that top right. But I could just know it's going to email them, and it's going to use the specific language. Are you actively working with Chris Girock to buy or sell a home? So just be aware if someone's like, well, they're looking in 8 months. Sometimes people say no because they like, well, I'm not actively looking. So I always text them, I'm like, this is the language it uses. It's really more just a friend request feature. I know you're not, like you're in a lease for 9 months, but it lets us stay in touch. Or you can send them a copy of your profile, which is what I do to my SOI, by the way, because I don't want my SOI or friends to accidentally get connected to someone who has no deals and is going to hit them up 47 times more than I will because they want their business. So I send my SOI my profile, and then on my profile on the left-hand side, it says Add as Agent button. Click that, and then you have a My Agent connection request with them. Cool? So if you got an email from Johnny that says you are threatened to be paused because you are under 15%, it is not your answer rate. It's actually referring to your My Agent connection rate. Some of us on our team have a 40 to 50% of all their calls that come in. a myagent connection rate? How powerful is it if even 2 or 3 out of 10 calls, regardless if they're good or not, you have locked up for 12 months? Cool? All right, so that's my quarterly reminder about that.
Thanks, Chris. Okay, as all of you know, the President's Club went to Mexico. So why don't we have Hannah, Rebecca, and Greg come on up real quick. I guess not real quick, but come on up. Okay. Why don't you share how long you've been in real estate for?
Who's the tannest? Rebecca and I are like pretty close. But I still think mine might be real. I've been in real
Hey, don't
estate
sleep on Greg.
for
I like that.
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
A little over a year and a half.
2021.
So 3 years.
4 years.
4 years. Okay. Okay. How many million did you do last year?
18.
13 and a half.
12.2, I believe.
Okay, so one of the things that you saw is they're fairly new agents. Rebecca's the old timer here, 4 years. And how long did you say, Hannah?
2.5.
2.5 years. So it's like, I know some of you have been only in real estate for a year now, or 2 years, and you're thinking, there's no way I can make the President's Club. So just so you know, this past year, it was the top 10. Next year, 2025, this year, it's the top 15. So we want to take more of you. The one thing that I will say, the difference of people that made the top 10 of the President's Club is they were persistent all year. And that's the challenging part about it. So, okay, what was the best part about going to Mexico?
Hanging out.
You can take more than 2 seconds.
Okay, well, thanks. I just really enjoyed spending time with the people that are what feels like at my caliber and being able to chit chat about real estate, but also get to know each other and people that support them. So whoever they brought along with them. So it was really, really great spending quality time together.
I agree. So
At one point, Greg had 3 drinks in his hand.
Wow.
Where is this guy?
That was great. I didn't feel very good after. The schedule, I would say, made me feel like I was really loved by the Perry Group. They thought out everything so well and prepared in such a way that there were no hiccups. It was just seamless and absolute fun. In the beginning, when I first got there, I was all over in my head, as to thinking, I don't belong here. I'm so new. Why, how did this happen? And I just felt like I was just in the wrong place. And then my wife just reminded me, Greg, you worked so hard. Nobody gave anything to you. We were just thinking, like, Jack is a great friend and great support, but nobody gave anybody anything for us to be able to be there. We just worked really hard, and it felt so good. It felt like such a great pat on the back from the Perry Group, but it also makes me want to be one of the 15 next year.
I agree. Yeah, I think it was very motivating in that sense to just want to be there again and just being able to connect with everybody on a personal level and, just enjoying time together and schedule. I mean, we did so many incredible activities, and I feel like we fit in so much into the time that we were there that it feels like we were almost there for longer. And it was just such an incredible, amazing trip, and surrounded by people just like minds, and it almost just felt very surreal and dreamlike, at different points. And so it was a dream. And the tequila was great too.
Okay, last question. What advice would you give to everyone else about their real estate career? Just maybe in one sentence, what advice would you give?
You guys start. I need to think about it.
Turn off Netflix. And just work hard. It is a lot of work. Answer every stinking Zillow call you can and aim to support people. Don't, not the commission breath, just aim to help people.
Yeah, I agree. I would say pick up the phone. I mean, I think that sometimes we forget just how lucky and how fortunate we are that we are getting these clients that are just falling into our laps, you know, and so I feel like just reminding yourself of that is not normal anywhere else you go, and so we're so lucky and fortunate to be able to have those leads coming to us that we can work, and basically making it a possibility for us to be rewarded for that.
I want to say one other thing in social media. I know Jack is always harping on it, but my daughter does it for me now, and she just is regularly getting me in people's faces, and so that's why I did so well with my SOI last year.
Nice. Okay, 2 things. 1, track everything. I think having like a spreadsheet of where you are, what last quarter, what last month looked like. I look at that spreadsheet, and if I'm behind from my goals or from what I was able to do last month or last quarter, I turn it up, and it's not that hard to turn it up on this team. We take Zillow calls, we do more open houses, we post more, like all the tools are there. So being able to know where you are, what you're capable of, and being able to compare that to what you're doing actively. I look at a spreadsheet once a week minimum every day, and I also pull up TPG stats, and it gets super competitive with my peers, and I track where I'm at. And Spencer Scott just got another deal. I'm like, dang it, that drops me again, right? Like,
Yeah,
already
Darren's
looking
in
at
Mexico. Chill out.
yeah, dang it. But I think on that note too, like, utilizing your peers to improve your skill set and be encouraging and competitive in some degree with. Like, I collaborate with the people that were on this trip, at least half of them weekly. And this trip gave me, you know, the opportunity to kind of open the door and collaborate with the others that were there as well. But I'm chatting with Chris, Scott, Spencer, Darren, like, we're chatting on a daily basis. And that's what this team allows, is for you to be surrounded by people that are at your caliber or better, and be able to help people, you know, bring them up to where you're at. But doing those things only keeps your head in the game every single week, allowing you to just have that consistency.
Thanks. Give him a big hand. So, hey guys. So next year, top 15. We're somewhere in Mexico.
Thanks, Jack. I know you guys usually tune out because we're super south. We're like a Utah County builder. We're here today to tell you guys that we are moving further north.
Just not.
Not yet. Wait, Randy, wait. Why are you throwing your arms?
Well, you said not that far north.
We're not going to Davis County. Sorry.
My truck doesn't go that far. So.
We don't have to drive you too long, right?
No.
Okay, Tom.
No. So keep in mind, builders over the last 2 years have pulled 40% fewer permits. Edge is doing the exact opposite. We are releasing 10 new communities this year. We want to highlight 2. The first is West Valley. We're going to have 11 single-family homes. All will have third-car garages, right? 250 townhomes, and then 40 condos. So we'll have a little bit of everything there for everybody.
And that one's off Redwood Road, where the old swap meet and drive-in theater was. So, sorry.
You killed the drive-in movie theater?
Yeah.
It was you?
See me after class.
The other one we have is in Draper. It's right by the track station, if you know where that's at. It's going to be condos exclusively. So that one is going to be really awesome. East side, there's not a whole lot like that on the east side, so we're super excited for that. Timeline for as far as starting to sell those, we're thinking midsummer is about when those will come up, which puts people moving in starting the beginning of next year, right about this time, give or take. So that's just a few. We have a couple other communities that are coming up this way, so stay tuned for those. Like Travis said, about 10 new neighborhoods this year. We're super excited. Edge is very bullish in the market this year. Last year we closed about 1,150 homes. This year we're going for about 1,500. So we're pushing. We're really excited. And please, do you have a question?
We're ready to clap. This is clap.
Oh, okay, that's all. We're done.
When do you think you'll have
that kind of stuff for us?
Probably not for a couple months, but we'll keep you updated. As soon as we get it, we'll bring something.
Perfect.
So if I understood you right, you did a little bit more than us last year.
Yeah.
You're going to do less this year?
Sure. I hope so.
What about if we do more than you do something unbelievable for our entire team?
Sure.
We'll figure it out. But if you do more than us, we just give you a pat on the back.
That doesn't seem
Yeah. Okay, guys. For those of you that have seen me annoying you in Slack and your emails, super exciting announcement. Our masterminds are rolling out tomorrow. The first group is meeting at 9:45 a.m. Who's ready for that? Okay, one person. Phenomenal. No, Maggie and the leaderships worked really hard putting this together for you guys, so we're excited. Emily sent out the calendar invite for the meeting that is happening tomorrow. Everyone else, if you have not seen your calendar invites, please reach out to me. Don't bug Maggie for the next few days. She's enjoying the rest of her vacation. More than happy to help you guys. And then shameless plug, Davis-Weber County, we're going to meet downstairs at 12:10 to review our week, kind of chat with one another, and hand it to Novation.
Hello, Perry Group. Hello. I'm jealous of the Mexico trip. Like, I want to be sun-kissed like Emily and everyone. But it's so good to be up here today again. So my name's Nudie. I'm the owner of Novation Title. Tristan, some of you have heard or seen this rock star. And then I also have Kylie over here, who's one of our escrow officers. Tiffany, who's the main escrow officer for Salt Lake. Wave to everyone so you know who you are. And Carla over there is also another rep. Real quick, you guys, so I'm going to let Tristan talk about the class on Thursday that you must attend. We really are here to help you build on what the Perry Group already provides for you, which is, like Rebecca was saying, we're out in the marketplace all day, every day. I've been in this industry for almost 20 years. I got in it very young. But most teams and people do not provide you the leads that you're getting here. By far, hands down, this is like just something to be very grateful for. Trust me, this isn't what's happening out there. But also, we want you to build on that. So real quick, just tell them about that, and then we'll talk about this report real quick.
Okay, so the top 50 class we are teaching this Thursday here at this location is it's a spreadsheet that we teach you how to use. It's a tangible tool. I'm going to teach you how to use it, give you some scripts that you can use, and some time management techniques to make it not so overbearing and overwhelming, so you can actually be consistent in doing this. Who wants more referrals this year? Everyone's hand should be up. Everyone's. Okay, so you need to come to this class on Thursday if you want at least 8 to 9 more referrals this year.
And it's proven, guys. We're not just saying that, like it actually works. So, so real quick, we're handing this out, just a few of these copies. So why would we want to try to guess what your needs are, right? I'm obsessed with making sure that I'm bringing some amazing results and ways for you to be able to grow. And so it's my job to actually learn from you what you actually need. This here is our 3rd year putting together this case study report where we have interviewed over 250 of the top agents in Salt Lake to understand what your needs actually are, to understand what your pain points actually are, and so therefore we can come with some solutions for you, yes, as a title company. And so we're handing some out just for each table, and I'll let Tristan talk about a couple of the points, but they're here if you want to read through them. And yeah, we'll build on this, but go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to share 2 of the top 5 challenges from 2024. It's on the last page, page 5. Number 2 was lead generation. Obviously, like Rebecca and Nudia stated, the Perry Group has you guys covered. With Novation Title, we created the top 50 strategies. So again, come this Thursday to class. And also, we have a new farming tool that you'll be able to get unlimited addresses from. And also, you have the ability to purchase phone numbers, emails, other life events. So if you have divorces, bankruptcies, anything that's been recorded within the last 12 months, you can actually pay per lien or life event. It's very minimal. So we just scheduled out with Whitney for February 20th here at 12:15. So make sure to come to that. We'll teach you how to use the tool, and then you guys will get you onboarded and set you up with your own account. So that's another way to create some more leads. And then I want to talk about number 5, consistency and discipline. From what I've been hearing, a lot of you guys are not accepting your calendar invites, from what Chris said and Randy. So the solutions that we've come up with is we have a My Perfect Week tool, which can give you ideas on how to schedule your ideal perfect week. So if you want one of those tools, please reach out to myself, Carla, or Tiffany to get that. And then we also have a mastermind around time management on Thursday the 13th at Novation Title in Midvale. And the agent that's coming to speak for that, he actually takes time for his breath work. He is so disciplined and consistent with his schedule. It's actually very inspiring and motivating. So if you're looking for something, some ideas, some new motivation to stick to your goals and to your calendar, then that's a must-attend mastermind.
So anyway, we have more copies if you're interested and curious to see what you guys have been needing. And of course, leadership, this is really good as well. But I have to say, hands down, the Perry Group has it going on. Like most of the needs you guys are meeting, which is excellent, which is why you guys are kicking major ass. So thanks for having us, everyone.
Okay, so what time Thursday?
This Thursday at 11.
Okay, from 11 to 12?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Whitney, sorry.
So the only way you cannot be here is if you personally are in the hospital. If your significant other's in the hospital, just say, hey, I gotta go to this, I gotta go. So Thursday at 11 o'clock. So okay, Spencer, come over here real quick. You left and you came back. Okay, so you went to Mexico, you don't have to move.
Okay.
Tell us how to go.
It was wonderful there, and we had a good time.
What was the best part?
Hanging out with all you.
Good. How was Mexico? Oh.
You guys gotta be here for like 2 more hours, and then we're gonna give you 50% off one night. Okay? Best deal ever.
I'll take it.
No, Mexico was great. I think my takeaway was that, and Michael pointed this out, there was everyone that was there I genuinely wanted to hang out with, and I think that speaks for this whole room and what we've built and everyone that's here, not just everyone in Mexico. Like, this is a rad group. Go on Slack. You guys help each other out all the time. People ask questions I don't know the answer to, and they're like, ask Drew, and then someone answers it, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Someone answered it. No, that was my takeaway. This is a rad room to be in. Okay, I have one shout out, and then we're gonna do a little thing. So, Haley Green's in the back. Haley, we discovered this very recently. Haley came up just short of the gold tiers of closing 10 million in 2025, but she actually was only here for 11 months. She was only doing real estate for herself for 11 months, and she closed $2.2 million in January. So in her first 12 months at the Perry Group, she closed 10 million. So congratulations. And correct me if I'm wrong, like first 12 months doing real estate for yourself, right? Full time, yeah. 12 SOI deals last year. Crazy. Okay. I want to hear 2 recent wins in real estate or life. Okay. Who has 2 recent wins? Transactions that you just crushed it on, buyers that were tough but you got it done. Does anybody have anything?
I have a win.
I was going to ask you how
I
Mexico
finally
was.
got my townhouse under contract last week.
Sweet. Whitney?
I was gonna win that for her, but it's also her 5th transaction that she'll be closing, so
Sweet. We're counting that as 1. I need 1 more.
and she's putting a best sign on her house today. Hopefully.
trust.
In the last month, I've had 4 past clients reach out to sell their home and 1 SOI reach out.
Sweet. All right. Now I need somebody. I know I have a few in the room that follow me, but I want somebody that has a buyer that you were like, this is a buyer. They're going to buy a house. They're totally in, and then they either disappeared or they came up with a lame excuse, and you're stuck. And I want people in the room, because this is a good room to be in. I want people in the room to give you some tools or some words to use or some loan programs or something to get the person unstuck. Who has one? You have somebody stuck?
Yeah, I'm actually really sad, so if anybody can help out. I've been working with this client since March of last year. They called into Zillow with a year left on their lease. That was fun. We just started writing offers. We signed our offer. Was going under contract. I was loading it into TPG Stats, and they called, and their work visa got revoked. So if anybody knows how to get your work visa back, they love this house. And unfortunately,
Yeah, who's single?
You need a green card.
unfortunately, the sellers went under contract on a house that they were going to buy so that we could get this one, and I don't know what to do. I threw up 4 times yesterday. So I'm feeling very thin.
Johnny, what do you got?
Whitney, I've got a friend that I date every once in a while that's an attorney for that.
I sent them attorneys' numbers, but it's kind of weird. They said like they got approved, but then a couple weeks, like to renew it, they've lived here for a few years, but then they just got something that said they're declined and they have to wait 2 weeks to hopefully fight it. And now they're just like not answering me. So it could have been me.
What do you got?
Talk to Carlos. I had this happen to me, and I had an agent scream at me and tell me to call Governor Cox, so that's also an option. You want to do that?
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I won't even call him. I'll just find him and go to his house.
Look
at tax records.
Is all they have to do is send in their paperwork that they're filing in, and you might be able to get paper. So I talked to Carlos. He's dealt with it.
Yeah, I was not. They were like in tears. I was dry heaving. I don't know how to help. You know me, I'm a helper. I didn't know what to do, and now my conversion rate's down to 2.
Just unfortunately right now with everything that's going on with immigration, there's just a lot that's
Can
out of
they
their
be
control.
revoked all of a
It
sudden?
can.
Okay.
But also, Latinos are, I don't know if they're Latinos, but if they are, they're very used to having multi-generational, right, people in the home, so perhaps there's other people in their family.
It's just that 2 married people, no kids, and I can't remember if
Do
they're
they have
from Mexico or
cousins?
Colombia. It's just, I know, it's
Because
just.
I'm just telling you, like, family
Yeah.
is very all about that. So if they have cousins, aunts, like, they will go in to get qualified. So that's another solution.
Okay. Yeah,
Sweet.
it's like.
Does anybody else have one where a buyer's stuck? No more immigration questions. I can't do those. I have no expertise. Anybody else have somebody that's just like they were going, and all of a sudden they ghosted you, and you need to revive them, or they gave you an objection? I want to point out, I'm coming to you.
Okay.
Objections are buying signals. Something I learned, we learned it at Edge, we taught it all the time. When someone gives you an objection, they're telling you the path to them buying a home. It's the best thing. If they tell you what's wrong with the house, what's wrong with their financing, what's wrong with something, ghosting sucks. If they're like, yeah, this, and this, they're telling you if you solve these things, I have no more excuses, solve this for me. So, it's also, the ghosting thing is like when you're shopping in a store and somebody's like, this is at least for the dudes in the room, somebody's like, can I help you find something? What do we say?
I'm just looking.
No,
Oh, I'm just looking. Yeah, I will spend like an hour looking for the aisle I'm looking for before I admit that I'm not just looking and I need help. So, objections are buying signals.
Okay, so I have a client, we've been looking, she was super excited, we found a place that she loved, we were talking about her offer, she had a meeting with her financial planner, and the financial planner told her that it would be better for her to wait a year, still paying her rent, which we got a rate and everything through Intercap, which was awesome in this, by the way, where her monthly payment would have been actually $100 less than her current rent, and her financial planner told her it was a better idea to wait a year to save up. Yeah, I'm like, you can save the same amount plus $100 a month and own the place. but she was like, well, my financial planner said this, and I trust them, and
What do we got? Hannah.
Okay, so sometimes we're a financial planner too, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think that in this situation, you are a trusted advocate, just like their financial planner is. So if you can align yourself with the financial planner in some degree and represent her as a team and it with her best interests in mind, you might not get the sale right away, but you've got to understand like what the strategy is for her finances and how we squeeze a house into that. Because, you know, financial planning is great, but we also have hopes and dreams, and you can help them achieve that as well. So I would say, like, understand their strategy, talk with the financial planner, how do we embed the house into the plan, and like be her advocate for the house, but also like a trusted advisor as much as her financial planner is.
the financial planner is her dad's friend.
Always.
So the dad didn't want her to buy it anyway, and so I'm like, how much did that play into this? You know? So he was very involved.
Does the
and I don't know.
advisor know about appreciation?
Right?
Yeah. Anybody else?
I want to see this.
Okay. Tell her that you brought up a team meeting to 100 agents and no one had ever heard of a financial planner that said wait a year out of the 100. One thing I would do, if you have Intercap, you have a great rate, have them give you whatever she's trying to say. If she's at 5% and she thinks she can get to 10% by next year, have them do a quote with today's rates at 10% versus 5%, and then look at the appreciation of the market and break that down for her. There's a potential that she trusts her financial planner and she doesn't understand what she's been quoted on the loan. So she's presenting it to the financial planner incorrectly, I would guess, maybe. So I would have your LO at Intercap give you a couple scenarios, like talk to her and say, hey, how much more money do you think you could save? Let's do a breakdown of that. And then let's analyze today versus then, and let's send it to your financial planner and see if he still thinks that's the case. It's unlikely, unless he thinks rates are gonna drop 3% next year, or she's gonna somehow save way more than she's ever saved. But I would give like 2 scenarios.
Okay.
Any other ideas? Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. Michael.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good. Happy. Okay, so I have like a very ADD presentation today. I had one thing I wanted to say, and then hearing everybody else talk, it kind of spiked a couple ideas. I'm giving Hannah lots of credit today. So what Hannah just said about the financial advisor, as far as aligning yourself with them, I could not agree more, and I'm going to kind of take it a slightly different route. There was a podcast that I would really go listen to if you ever have any desire to sell expensive homes. I don't know the podcast, but if you just type in his Instagram, Paul Benson, you would find it pretty quickly on basically aligning yourselves with people in the city. Deals happen because people like each other, and that's basically what that podcast was about and kind of what Hannah mentioned. So I think the knee-jerk reaction when you have a parent or a financial advisor or a lawyer, like it's human versus human, they are not going to trust you. Like that's just kind of how it is. And so I think the more relationships you can get with people to where you're a trusted guide in real estate, you're not a real estate agent who wants them to buy the house. And very well, it could be a better financial decision to not buy a house. And so, and that will depend situation by situation. But that interview talked about how important it is to become known in your industry, almost as like a guiding light to where people trust you. And I'll just kind of give a personal story real quick. When we sold Lakeline, we shattered a per square foot record. Like it wasn't close. And something that was really interesting that goes back to like the Paul Benson story. The appraiser who appraised Lakeline was a colleague I know very well. I trust her and we talk regularly. So when she came to appraise Lakeline, my first words were, "Hey friend, how are you? Hope this goes well today." But it's just simple things like that that I think give you an upper hand in this industry. Okay, now we're bouncing. I heard people talk about sellers a little bit. This is just like super random, then I'm going to give a market update. If you're, I think we help a lot of clients who we don't know, who we don't have a very long relationship with. Like it's the nature of Zillow, it's the nature of the business that we're in, which is radically different than the average real estate agent who typically has known their client for years and years and years. So just situation after situation, look for ways you can enhance trust. I'm talking about sellers only. If you have a seller who doesn't trust you or is thinking about letting you go, a tip that I give, I use it all the time, is hey, I think you should probably rent your house. Like if I can't sell your house, I think you should rent your house. And that's just kind of one of those like, oh, he's just not trying to get a paycheck. I think it increases trust and kind of takes away that immediately kills the conversation of you're trying to get a paycheck. Okay, market update. I thought this was a really interesting stat. Does anyone know, did more homes sell in Utah in 2023 or 2024? 2024. Does anybody know like the percentage difference? I feel like you know this, Jack. It's like 7 to 8%. That's good news. So in 2024, well, that's good news, and then acknowledgement you're in a really hard time in real estate, and I'll kind of explain. So in 2018, 47,000 homes were sold. In 2019, 49,000 were sold. In 2020, 54,000. I'm just going to stop naming the years. But in 2023, 35,000. In 2024, 38,000. So you're in a really hard time transactionally to be successful in real estate. All that you see is how prices are high and it's a great time to be a real estate agent, when in reality, sales are down 20 to 22% from like what they average to be in Utah. You're in a really hard time in real estate. So I think just acknowledge that, don't get too down on that. So stock market right now is interesting. It's like putting tariffs on everybody. So don't know how that will go. What are interest rates at? Okay, nothing new. What's inventory at?
92, 93.
92, 93. Thank you, Micah. That will continue to spike now. We're about 2-3 weeks out to where inventory starts to, you're going to see a flat line that like slightly ticks, and then March it goes boom, vertical. Okay, my last point today is going to be a couple minutes, and I'm going to try and do AI when I can. Back to Hannah, she said something that I've said this like 10 times over the past couple of years. Every once in a while you hear a statement that's just like, wow, that kind of blew your mind. It's a pretty simple statement, but Hannah basically was presenting or something, I don't know if it was a me and you conversation, and it was all real estate is an at-bat game. How many opportunities can you get? And so basically what I've done using AI, raise your hand if you're familiar with 32 touch, the concept. Okay. 32 touch is one of the things I love from Keller Williams. It is a cadence based off studies, how often you should reach out to your clients. Can anyone guess what 32 means?
32 in a year.
32 in a year. Does that seem like a crazy amount? I've talked to some clients twice, once a year, 0 times a year. Is 32 high? 32 is high, but there's cadence and there's studies to show. So I'm just going to break it down real quick. I don't want to keep you here forever, so we're just going to go really fast. Okay, the KW cadence, which I really agree with, is 4 quarterly calls, 12 monthly emails, so that's a monthly newsletter, and then 16 additional touches. This is where it gets kind of fun. So that's going to dinner with them, that's social media engagement, that's handwritten notes, that's client appreciation notes, that's pop-by gifts. But basically, if you type in to AI, and don't do it now, because I'm going to talk way too fast, but that basically says, hey, reference 32 Touch built by Keller Williams. My budget is X, and I have 20 clients, and I want to reach out to them using the Keller Williams 32 Touch program. That will give you a really well broken down way to reach out to people, to do it at a cadence and rhythm that's actually studied. And I think it's basically why I shouted out Hannah earlier, that causes more at-bats. The more you talk to your people, the more opportunities you get. Anything else? We done? John, Robert? You sure? Okay, John Robert wants to go next. Are we done?
Yeah, he's going next.
No, he's next week.
Oh, next week. Okay. I didn't hear that word. Okay, we're done. We're done. Thanks, everyone. Remember, Davis, Weber County, people north, meet downstairs at 12:10. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. I was gonna try to come to the class here, but I'll see you guys.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Did you? I
So 10:30 tomorrow, Adidas. I know, I connected with him. He's a nice guy. I really like Chloe noticing, but it's nice to have a second one in my back pocket. I saw him at Vasa, and he's like, he's like Preston. Yeah, tell me, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to see you
Yeah, we connected. I was going to go with him. That would be cool. So have you done one with him? Okay. It'd be nice if the two of us could go to see how this guy respects. Because I told him I have pretty high standards. So if I could watch you and how you interact with your wife, that would bring me some peace. So he was totally up for it. So it'd be nice for us to see you. Troy's amazing. I really like Troy. This would be in our area. Troy charges trip fee. Yeah, to come up with us. I don't know if you've ever done it. Troy is amazing. And that's why I like him so much. Jeffries, right? John Jeffries? John Humphreys. Yeah. Well, good. I got to run with Kelly's Texas.
tomorrow. I'm going to put it on my calendar.
Sweet.